Welcome to Reading with Kermie. Today I'm just been lounging around for the last couple hours. Welcome to Reading with Kermie. Chris, aka Kermie. Let me make the introduction first, just in case you don't know me, but a lot of you do. But anyway, hopefully everybody's having a good Tuesday. About 4 hours ago I had a job interview. It was very exciting. So cross my fingers, cross your fingers for me if you can, or toes, whatever works for you would be awesome and appreciated, because I haven't worked since March, and I really need some cash flow coming in and a new change of pace for sure. That's the main thing, but cash flow would be good. I've been poor the last few months, but anyway, it's okay. Better things are coming around the corner. Said I had the job interview this afternoon. I think it went well. It's at a retirement community, and the manager who interviewed me said he'll call me within a week. So, yeah. Now, Kermie Reading with Kermie. I almost said Kermie karaoke. I'm getting confused. But anyway, welcome to Reading with Kermie. Then don't stress the small stuff. It's just small stuff. Some of you messaged me. They always have that timing when I'm doing something else. But anyway, this is the second installment with the family, and we are in chapter 68. Are you ready for this? Dun, dun, dun. Okay, chapter 68. Don't stress the small stuff with your family. And this chapter is called, it's a small one, Imagine that someone else is in the room watching you. Let's see here. What happens here? Alright. Chris suggested this idea to me one day while I was clearly overreacting to an extraordinary mess the kids were making. She said, ever so gently, Richard, try to imagine that there's someone you don't know sitting down in this room, observing your action. Despite the fact that, generally speaking, I'm the type of person who believes I have little to hide from others. Her comment put things in perspective immediately. I recognized that I was making too big of a deal out of the situation. I asked myself, would I really act this way if someone else was watching me? My answer is probably not. The truth is, while I didn't like the mess, it certainly wasn't worth getting upset about. Better to spend my energy elsewhere. This is an interesting and sometimes enlightening exercise to experiment with. The next time or any time you are feeling a little uptight or worked up about something at home, try to imagine that a stranger is taking notes on your behavior, perhaps an attempt to learn an appropriate response. Doing so can be quite humbling and can act as one of the reset buttons discussed in an early chapter. It can quickly put things back into perspective by reminding you that you may be sweating the small stuff. Reset button. Carry on. While I'm definitely not an advocate of basing our actions on what other people might think of us, to do so can be superficial and disingenuous. I do think there is some value in considering how we would ideally like to appear to others, the process that can act as an internal barometer that serves to remind us of our goals and values. For example, if you're frantically rushing around your apartment, cursing it for being too messy or not big enough, and you stop for a moment and practice this exercise, you might suddenly laugh at yourself and your obvious lack of perspective and gratitude. So if, like me, you sometimes get a little uptight around the house, do as Chris suggests and try to imagine how it might appear to others. Ooh, that is quite the interesting exercise, actually, which I should have read that yesterday, because that's exactly what I was doing yesterday, is walking around my apartment bitching about the mess to myself, and I was only one home. I had to fucking sister. We all know how that can go. So, I think it might be worth just trying to exercise. Sounds a little creepy at first, but, I mean, our higher power, God, or whatever you want to call it, is watching us all the time anyway. And not judging, just watching, just observing. So, I don't really see much of a difference to imagine that there's somebody, stranger, taking notes on our behavior. You know, it's okay. It might put us in check. I think it sounds like it actually something at work to put us in check. Go, hey, wait a minute. That's kind of silly acting like that. And yesterday, for example, the fit I was having, being frustrated, and blah, 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 I kind of look back at it after a while and go, it's not a big deal. I know my roommate's sister is messy. Now what else am I going to do about it? Just accept it sometimes and move forward, I suppose, right? It's the best we can do. I just had a long weekend. I went camping with my sister and her friends, and for the most part, it was good. I'm not really wanting to get into detail because that was actually part of my frustrations, dealing with a bunch of stuff. But if you're curious about it, you can always comment below and ask. That's fine too. So anyway, it's nice outside, and I think I want to go for a little walk before the weather turns. I doubt it's going to turn for a while, but you know, I'm going to walk anyway. I hope you guys have a great day and you got something out of that little chapter. Just try it. I'm going to try it. And any time I'm, you know, have a behavior or whatever, I'm going to give it a shot. And if you give it a shot, I would like to see comment below and tell me how it goes. Because that would be kind of cool to get those perspectives. So anyway, I hope to hear from you guys soon. And I'll be back with some Kermie karaoke probably tomorrow. All depending when that job calls me back. So on that note, you guys have a great afternoon. Or evening now. Stay blessed. One love.